Welcome to the UCC YouTube channel. We appreciate the time you spend watching these videos. It is well known that UCC cares for people with disabilities at their center in Gizeni, but what else have they provided for their beneficiaries? This is what we're going to focus on today. We will see the results of the support and opportunities UCC has created for these beneficiaries. This was done in partnership with another project, RWANDAN Futures. This project also supports inclusive education. Next, you will hear the testimonies of UCC's beneficiaries and the way in which UCC has supported them with these initiatives. In this video, you will see how at the end of every year, UCC gathers all the people of disability to see what needs to be done and to check in. They host a celebration for the inclusive education program and gather teachers and other school authorities that receive students with disabilities, because this program includes many students that go to other schools in this district. Every sector of Rubavu has at least one school that has the inclusive education program where you can see people with disabilities.
Nitwa Nyirangizwenimana Epifani, ntuye mu kagari ka Muhira.
My name is Nyirangizwenimana Epifani. I live in the village Gatebe 1 and my neighborhood is Muhira in Rubavu sector in the district of Rubavu. UCC has given us all these animals because we have a daughter with disabilities. The center truly cares for people with disabilities. This is one of the ways we encourage her and provide her with a way to work. When she comes back from school, she can find grasses and other food for the pigs and learn how to care for them. The animals give her a way to feel encouraged and social and integrated into her community. When these pigs grow up, they will also help our family in many ways, especially for my daughter's education. This center has really supported us. When we compare how we lived before, I can see a huge change in my daughter's life as well as my whole family's life. You can see how happy and well we are now. Recently, we did not see how important it was that we send our disabled daughter to school until UCC came and encouraged us to do so. They have also helped us with getting school supplies and other necessary things. As you can see, it's not only that they helped us get school supplies, but these animals too, and they are so healthy now. They make my daughter so happy and are soothing for her. I think she will become a farmer when she grows up. This is all because of UCC. Before, we did not have enough money to buy them ourselves.
Ariko mu byukuri aya matungo azadufasha cyane.
Patugasi yeres. Sira mu kibazo.
Nitwa Nyiramugisha Bernardine, ngaba nduye mu mudugudu wa Rukingo.
My name is Nyiramugisha Bernardine. I live in the village Rukingo and my neighborhood is Rugerero in the sector of Rugerero in the district Rubavu. I am the mother of Tuyubahe Divine. When I gave birth to her, we were faced with very difficult conditions. My daughter could not walk or stand on her own. It was dangerous for her and it made our family feel unsafe. She could not walk by herself until she was 5 years old. I carried her on my back until then. When we went to the hospital, they told me that her bones were not oriented correctly. The hospital at some point chose some patients to receive public support, and my daughter was among the patients chosen. With this support, we were able to go to Gatagara Hospital, a hospital that specializes in caring for people with disabilities, and that is where we received one of the services, which was surgery. After the surgery and other services, Gatagara Hospital directed us to UCC to receive further support. Now UCC is in charge of all the needs my daughter has, such as school and other medical services. Even her crutches are provided by them. When she is ill, Ubumwe Community Center provides for her and gives us access to all their facilities. During the lockdown, they came to us and asked, "What can we do for your child?" We suggested to them that we buy a goat for her so that she can take care of it. Davine was able to look for grasses and take care of this goat now. We are so happy after UCC bought this goat. We are also lucky because this goat has now given birth to 2 other goats. We are happy and we are improving our lives. As you can see, we could build this fence because we have these animals now, and we want to repair this house. With the support we received from UCC, we were able to build a shed for the goats. Before, we lived in the same building. They have helped us to build this shed for the goats, as you can see. Without UCC, we could not buy these animals or build this fence or this shed. We are really happy.
uri kubona na hano kuba hazitiye ibyo ni ibikorwa turi kugenda turakora kandi biri kugira ute biri kutuzamura ariko tundafatanyije niki n'abaterankunga nyine bari kuja baradutera inkunga ngaho ku bumwe kuko no kuvango iyo batadutera inkunga ndabwo nakubwira ngo hano mba narahazitiye muje gushiraho ntakakaso.
asigara binari byana bibiri ubwo nibyo biri gukura.
Nitwa Mpawinimana Epifania, tuye mu murenge wa Rugerero.
My name is Muhawena Epifanie, and I live in the village Rukingo in the neighborhood Rugerero, in the sector Rugerero in the district Rubavu. I have a son who has disabilities. His name is Duzingizimana Oreste. He has physical disabilities, especially with his legs. My son could not walk by himself, but today he can. He used to walk and fall down, but today he can walk, even though there are still some issues, and these UCC is helping him with, and there is hope of getting well now. UCC has also given us some pigs. These animals help us in resolving basic needs such as clothes and other materials for school. These animals are good for our family. Now my son is in primary 3 and he can go to school by himself. Ubumwe Community Center has physiotherapists who help my son to get well. We go there twice a week and we are making progress with them. We like these pigs, especially because one of them has given us 10 piglets. Unfortunately, there was an animal pandemic and only 2 remained. Even though we are doing our best to care for our animals, finding the right food for them is still an obstacle. Even though we have these pigs, we would like to buy in the future cows. Now I am thankful to UCC because of their great kindness and good heart. They come whenever we need. Our son might have any strange sickness, and we will call them and they come quickly. Now because our children have good conditions and are getting well, they are respected and society is no longer cruel to them. This is because of the Ubumwe Community Center. May God bless them.
Ntabwo bantererana baramfasha cyane ndakibazo. Hari n'ukuntu baduhereza n'amakaye kubera ko abana bajya ku ishuri. Ndi kubashimira cyane kuko aho bagishije bakora Imana izabahera n'umugisha.
Yego nitwa Ingabire Christine, aba nk'umukano mu karere ka Rubavu.
My name is Ingabire Christine. I am from Rubavu district. This is the border between the DRC and Rubavu, where I do my daily activities. This is my workplace. It is not easy to grow up in critical conditions like becoming an orphan or having disabilities. I remember when I could ask anything from the people around me. For instance, the mother who raised me from when I was 6 months old to when I was 26 years old. I could ask her anything. I was raised in a family of normal people with no disabilities. I was the only one with physical disabilities. It was not easy to feel included and to feel comfortable. I did my best to be strong and independent, to be able to do anything by myself. My disability came to be at school. The other children threw a stone at my leg and then the wound did not heal. When I went to the hospital, they found that it was infected, and they decided to cut off my leg. This is the cause of my disability. When I realized that there was a center that cares for people with disabilities, I went there and they did a lot, such as helping me attend school, but unfortunately, I did not finish my studies. When I was in the secondary 3, I got pregnant and dropped out of school, but UCC still did not reject me and continued to support me. They suggested that I learn tailoring and promised to support me when I finished these courses. I did this and tried to learn, but it was not easy to do so and raise a child, so I dropped out of tailoring school. Afterwards, I joined a union of people with disabilities on the border to help raise my child, even though I did not have the financial requirements to join. They let me anyways, and so I started working. Even though I was part of the union, I wasn't a full member because I didn't have the financial requirements. One day, UCC visited me and suggested that they buy me a wheelchair so I could start working properly. They ended up buying it, and I was able to start working more than I ever could before. My life has improved tremendously, and I can afford all my basic needs. My child can go to school, I can afford medical insurance, I can buy clothes and eat food. Now I'm so happy. This is all due to the support of UCC.
umwana yiga muri materinere ndamufasha nkamurihira mu ntege nk'iyo mfite mbese ubuzima bwarahindutse nanjye mbayeho neza.
nitwa Mukandekezi Oliva, nkaba nkomoka mu karere ka Nyabihu mu murenge wa Muringa.
My name is Mukandekezi Olive. I am from Nyabihu district of Muringa sector in the neighborhood of Gizizi, and my village is Mure. Now I live in the Rubavu district in Nyakiliba sector. I sell shoes in the Mahoko market. The cause of my disability was a bullet. I was shot in my leg. Becoming a disabled person has destroyed many chances that I could have had. For example, after I finished my studies, I applied to a job, but they rejected me because of my physical disability. I wanted to join the military or police force, but they said a person with disabilities was not qualified for these occupations. I was so shocked and I lost all hope. But I thank UCC for what they have done for my life. When I met William, a worker at UCC, he suggested that I prepare some project. I told him that I wanted to become a trader because I had heard about the information about selling shoes and I knew that it was a good and profitable business. This is why I asked William to support me with this. This business has helped me a lot. With my savings, I bought a goat and then I bought a cow. I'm getting rich because of the support UCC has given me. I no longer grieve and no longer am sad, even though I had lost hope once. Now I am a happy girl because of the support UCC has given me. I can afford whatever I want and I am independent.
Tubona byose mbikesheje ubumwe community center.
These were the testimonies of our beneficiaries. If you remember well, at the beginning I said how this center gathers all students with disabilities and all authorities that receive them in order to check in, celebrate what has been achieved, and acknowledge what has not been, and plan ahead. There are 19 schools in the Rubavu district that have inclusive education programs and a partnership with UCC. This is how the event goes.
nafashe umwanya rero kugira ngo shime ibikorwa.
I am grateful for what UCC has done for our children. I am thankful for their courage. I'm thankful for their constant visits and their diligence. When they come, it always encourages us to care for these children that we have even more deeply. They advise us how best to care for these children because they are so specialized in this sector. I want to thank UCC for establishing a classroom for sign language programs in the village. They also recognize people with disabilities in the villages, which is so needed and so important. They have trained us in sign language, and now we can communicate with those children who cannot speak and hear. I also wish that this initiative can come to be in other sectors where they do not have sign language schools. I am thankful for this event today because it encourages parents who hide their disabled children to shows them that they are able and that they have value. Thank you.
igashinga icyumba ukikonkoramo by'umwihariko abarimu bahawe amahugurwa ndetse n'abanyeshuri nyuma y'amasomo abarimu turabaherekeza bakajya kwiga ururimi rw'amarenga. Mu by'ukuri icyo ni ikintu cyiza.
You are about to hear Nderera Vincent William, a worker of UCC, explain what this celebration and event means to UCC.
Uyu munsi rero murabona ko turi kumwe n'abana.
Today you can see how children with various disabilities who study at different schools in Rubavu district have come to us here at UCC for a celebration. There are a few students who study outside Rubavu district. Today we gather all those children who have different disabilities and are in the program of inclusive education. They are here to celebrate the end of the year, but also to prepare for the following year and receive materials in order to do as well as they can. Other than that, we also want to listen to the comments of the authorities who take these children in and hear their wishes in order to collect this and know where we need to do better in the following year and where to turn our attention as a reply to these comments of beneficiaries and of authorities. Today also we are going to give teachers certificates who have trained in the sign language program. Today we also ask children to express their talent and perform even though this is a difficult time due to coronavirus. This day the children can perform whatever talents they wish to. Coronavirus has been a big challenge to our activities, and I want to thank our patrons for how they supported us and how our beneficiaries were so patient, and I want to thank God that nobody passed away during this pandemic. I want to thank everyone who has attended this event and all the UCC authorities who do their best to fulfill the mission, and I want to thank the authorities in those schools who help us with the program of inclusive education because they are so committed and have such a good heart and do their best for all our beneficiaries. I also want to thank the local authorities of Rubavu district, such as Gatagara Hospital and others, who do their best to care for these children. Thank you.
ibikorwa bacu abantu bafite ubumuga uburyo bakomeje kwihangana no kwirinda kandi tunashima Imana ko nta watuvuyemo. Nsoza rero ndumva nashimira buri wese witabiriye iki gikorwa, ariko kandi nanashimira cyane ubuyobozi bukuru bw'ikigo representa legal umuhuzabikorwa.
Giving opportunities to people with disabilities and the chance to express whatever they can is what UCC strives to do every day. Even you personally can do just the same. All you need to do is understand that people with disabilities are able. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching.